Are you tired of getting bogged down by the bookkeeping in your business? Well, what if you could train a VA to do the bookkeeping for you? I've been doing it for years, and in this video, I'm going to show you how it's done. Let's get started. I'm Joey Vitale. Welcome back to the channel where I help you escape the grind, hire all-star VAs, and cut your work week in half. Let's get into it. First off, let's get clear on identifying the bookkeeping tasks for your VA. Because the goal here is for this bookkeeping VA to help you at a basic admin level, not to replace your bookkeeper or to help you at a strategic level, at least not to start. Honestly, it's not even necessary to bring on a VA that has past bookkeeping experience. When you first bring on a VA to help you with bookkeeping, they're doing pretty basic data entry tasks. Yes, you want to find a VA that has a really good attention to detail. You're going to be training them up over time. So the goal isn't to bring on some unicorn expert at a VA level who can do your bookkeeping for you. One of the first steps you want to take is to simply introduce the VA to the bookkeeping software that you are using or that you want to use. Maybe that's QuickBooks or Xero or some other cloud-based accounting or bookkeeping software. I use QuickBooks and I love it, but whatever you're using that seems to work, go for it. What's great about these softwares are not only can they do a lot and make it pretty easy for you to do basic stuff, but a lot of them have great trainings on how to use that platform to do the bookkeeping tasks. So sure, you could create your own SOPs and processes for how to do XYZ with bookkeeping, or you could just point the VA to the trainings, the FAQ page, whatever it's called on the bookkeeping software's website to say, hey, go through these articles, these blog posts, these videos, these whatever, to learn your way up the basics of using this program. Because as they learn the basics of the program, they're also learning the basics of bookkeeping in general. And if you want to take things up a notch here, what I highly recommend is go on Google and search for a bookkeeping course on whatever platform software that you're using. And better yet, if you're working with a bookkeeper, check in and see if they either have a course themselves or have one that they would recommend. Remember how in school, a lot of times the teacher would have you read more than one book so that you would start to see different perspectives and patterns and put together your own idea of how it all worked? Well, we're doing the same thing here. So if you simply combine the software's resources with an outside third-party course on how to do X, that can really speed up the VA's understanding. Maybe they understand it easier from one resource than the other, and they can just have a better picture of how it all fits together. Speaking of courses, yes, bookkeeping courses are great, but you probably also want a VA to help you manage your inbox if you're not doing that yet. So my team and I have put together a free Master Your Inbox mini course. You can click the link below to get it. It's a really comprehensive guide that walks you through step by step on how you can achieve Inbox Zero yourself or with a VA. Now, back to bookkeeping. As your VA gets better and better at the basics, one thing that we do and we really recommend that business owners consider is starting to have your VA be that point of contact with your bookkeeper. Again, my perspective on here is that the goal with a bookkeeping VA isn't to totally replace your bookkeeper, but to have them continue to help at a very high strategic level or when there are things that really need attention, and then you can more profitably take care of the basic stuff yourself, keep that in-house. And by creating a direct line of communication and relationship between your VA and your bookkeeper, it really can save you a lot of time and make your VA work a lot faster because you're not having to be the middleman trying to communicate between the parties anymore. And there's one more thing I want you to consider when it comes to having a bookkeeping VA, and it's all about coverage and cross-training. Here's what I mean. Yes, having a VA that helps you with your bookkeeping is fantastic. But what happens when they get sick or go on vacation or for whatever reason go out of office? If you don't have other team to help, then that means you are now back in the weeds doing that stuff, or you're continuing to pay way more money for your bookkeeper to do those super simple tasks. Neither of those are great situations. So what we want to do here is mitigate the risk and create coverage. That's right. Once you've got one VA that's developing mastery at your bookkeeping, then let's look for another VA that can can start to be the substitute that can start to cover for that person. Not only does that minimize the chances of you having to go into the weeds or waste time or money with your bookkeeper that you're working with, it also makes your VA even that much better. Because even if a VA has developed mastery in a role, for them to be able to train someone else, they have to be excellent at this task at a whole other level. And so building up a team that can cover each other at the bookkeeping administrative level is such a great thing for your business. I'll go deeper on this topic, and I'll give you other tools and resources so that you can escape the grind, hire all-star VAs, and cut your work week in half. Now, if you want to continue to learn more about outsourcing, then click the video that's on the screen now.